According to the organization Postpartum Support International, 1 in 5 moms experience a mental health disorder.
Research shows postpartum and perinatal mental health disorders affect 800,000 people a year, but only 25% get treatment.
Is one of the leading causes of maternal death within the first year, but also these disorders are temporary and they are very treatable.
1 in 5 women face symptoms of mental health disorders during and the first year after pregnancy.
I know for myself, it was crying a lot, and crying especially when my son would not go to sleep. He would cry and I'd be up there crying with him.
Según Postpartum Support International, 1 de cada 5 madres experimenta algún trastorno de salud mental durante o después del embarazo.
Unfortunately, for up to 1 in 5 women and 1 in 10 dads, they're met instead with, they land in depression, anxiety, they're fearful, they can't sleep, and they aren't connecting with the experience or the baby.
And that's what we have in Postpartum Support International. We have a helpline. We have more than 50 support groups in English and in Spanish.
It's important to know you're not alone. It's not your fault, and with help you will be well. What happens to the pregnant postpartum woman is that she doesn't recognize these are symptoms. What happens is she thinks, I shouldn't have done this. I'm not cut out to be a mom.
Día a día yo escucho diferentes historias de mamás que se conectan con nosotros por medio de mensajes, de llamadas, correos electrónicos, donde nos mencionan que están sintiéndose solas, a pesar de que posiblemente estén con su pareja o el papá de su bebé, pero se sienten aisladas.
Postpartum Support International is really a worldwide organization that brings together not only families but professionals and communities to really provide free support and resources to parents and to families who are experiencing perinatal mental health disorders.
The organization says help is out there. They have its own warm line where you can call and talk to someone who is trained, as well as access other community resources where you live.
With Father's Day this weekend, it's a good time to talk about a health issue that often goes unrecognized: postpartum depression in men.
Research shows 1 in 10 fathers experience postpartum depression after a baby arrives. The nonprofit Postpartum Support International is raising awareness around this emotional reality.
Really, why are we talking about this today? What do you ultimately want families to know?
I think most important thing, especially for fathers, but anyone in general, is that yes, dads do go through postpartum. They have their own emotions, especially as new parents.
First of all, talk about the number of men that are impacted by this, because a lot of times we don't think about the men having postpartum as much as the women.
Absolutely. You mentioned 1 in 10 men with postpartum depression, but more broadly, there's not just depression, there's anxiety, and overall 1 in every 5 men is suffering from any perinatal mental health disorders.
I think a lot of the time dads specifically, you'll ask them how they're doing, they will repeat saying, I'm fine, just doing my best, working through it. But really follow up with that and ask them, how are you really doing? Showing people that you really are interested in their mental health goes a long way.
Tell us a little bit more about how to get rid of those stigmas.
First, let's talk about what the stigma is. Broadly speaking, when we talk about, men and mental health, it's if you have depression, if you have mental health difficulties, you're weak. And within this area, we talk about perinatal mental health difficulties. And in terms of working against that stigma, so I'm here representing Postpartum Support International. And we're a very large nonprofit. We offer tons of free services. You don't need a diagnosis to access them.
So one of the things that we do at Postpartum Support International, which is a worldwide organization that supports perinatal mental health, is provide support groups.
Postpartum Support International is a nonprofit that provides free resources and support. The organization also provides assistance to those who have experienced pregnancy and postpartum loss as well. You don't need a formal diagnosis to connect with counselors.